Hello, you all. I am doing Gracie Abrams, which keeps being requested, so I'm going to finally do it. I actually know somebody who shot Gracie Abrams not too long ago, and they said that she was one of the nicest human beings they've ever met in the whole celebrity photography world. So I was like, that's very cool. It is a very rainy day here, and I am having a hard time getting out of bed. I've done my makeup. I have a few more hours before I start my job, but I am wanting to do these beforehand, and I'm still struggling with it. I think it's because of my sweatshirt I love to wear, which is Taking It Easy Club. When it's raining, I just want to take it easy. I don't want to do anything else. Thank you to my amazing members on YouTube and especially my Patreon subscribers. I have three tiers, and the top two tiers I am sharing right here because they're so amazing and they keep me going, and I'm so grateful for it. The cheapest one, oh, it's free. There's free tier. First real tier is $5 and then $10. And then the $30 one gets you a song request reaction guaranteed every 1 to 2 months. I'm trying to get faster, but I need more people to join so that I can truly get an editor. Money is not the only reason why I do this. I do this because I love it and I believe that I am building such a beautiful community and I love you all so much. So, with that being said, let's get right on into Us by Gracie Abrams featuring Taylor Swift. Okay, I'm going to stop really quickly. That gives me prophecy vibes. That like it feels like stressful, like anxiety, something's coming, something's going to happen. Okay.
I know you know, it felt just like a joke. I show you don't, and now we're talking. I know you're a ghost. I see her through the smoke. She'll play her show, and you'll be watching. And if history's clear, someone always ends up in ruins. And what seemed like fate becomes what the hell was I doing? Babylon lovers hanging lifetimes on a vine. Do you miss mine? Do you miss us? Us? I felt it, you held it. Do you miss us? Us? Wonder if.
Okay, I have to stop for a second because I'm still struck by that first line. I know you know it felt just like a joke. Taylor references jokes all the time in her music, like Who's Afraid of Little Old Me, The Black Dog comes to mind too, saying, I know your ghost. I see her through the smoke. It makes me think of Two Ghosts, Harry Styles, but I don't want to reference him, but I am. And then it says, she'll play the show and you'll be watching. I don't think it's another person. I think that she's talking about herself here, that she's the ghost now that is watching. Because how weird is it that both Gracie and Taylor are known on such a wide, like a large scale. You know, they are public figures, they are famous, and that has to be weird that your ex is watching. Like they can be watching because she's playing her show. They both play shows. So that's a really cool play on words.
Seemed like fate becomes what the hell was I doing? Babylon lovers hanging lifetimes on a vine. Do you miss mine? Do you miss us?
That's what I missed. Chills. Wow. This is so complex, but hearing it, like you wouldn't think so. There are the seven wonders of the world. I'm sure you've all heard of that. And there are the modern seven wonders of the world, but there's also ancient ones. And the only one that is ancient seven wonder of the world that hasn't been totally established that they've been able to find, like scientifically, is believe it's called the Hanging Gardens of Babylon. I'm gonna have to look this up after to confirm it. But Hanging Gardens of Babylon, and it was supposed to be in the ancient city of Babylon, which it was like these built into, I don't know, like a palace or something, but it was like a, like a cascading structures of plants. So it was like trees and shrubs and beautiful hanging vines and flowers and succulents and things like that, that it was so stunning in Babylon that lots of ancient texts have talked about this. Her referencing in here is so smart as a way to describe a relationship or a love. Then she's saying like it never was truly established, I think, or known if it really did exist. I don't know if it actually existed or if it ended up completely in ruins, like if some natural disaster happened that erased the Hanging Gardens of Babylon. Vines and things like that are very delicate too. So I'm wondering if this was just like a very delicate relationship that expired very quickly, or if she's maybe questioning if it was actually real. She's just wondering, like, do you miss being in my life? You know, if they're gonna still watch the show, they still have access to her to some degree since she's famous. And also, yeah, do you miss it?
And if history's clear, someone always ends up in ruins. And what seemed like fate becomes what the hell was I doing? Babylon lovers hanging lifetimes on a vine. Do you miss mine? Do you miss us? Us? I felt it, you held it. Do you miss?
You know what? The Hanging Gardens of Babylon, the ancient people know about it and wrote about it, but maybe it was just a secret that only a few knew about. And I'm wondering if this is like a private relationship that the public never knew about, or if they missed back when it was private.
Us, us. Wonder if you regret the secret of us, 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 us. I know you know it felt like something old. It felt like something holy, like souls bleeding slow. It felt like what I've known. You're 29 years old, so how can you be cold when I open my home? And if history's clear, the flames always end up in ashes. And what seemed like fate, give it 10 months and you'll be past it. Babylon lovers hanging missed calls on the line. I gave you.
Well, this is really giving me a strong feeling that this is somebody who she's even just like 29 years old. Like, we're not kids. I've opened up my home and he's being cold to her. But it's for giving me like guilty as sin, talking about something being holy. What if the way you hold me is actually what's holy? It actually isn't holy because they bleed. But also, whenever she's saying that I felt like something old, something already known, or maybe something already lived. That makes me think of Lover, where she's like, have I known you 20 seconds or 20 years? Kind of makes me think of the song Clean, though, because she references 10 months there. And then she's repeating again about the Babylon lovers hanging. It's going from lifetimes on a vine to missed calls on the line, which is so smart, so brilliant, and kind of makes me think of the lakes whenever she talks about she'll use like old references but to like the romanticism era, and then she'll go to very modern about like somebody tweeting something. I think that it's a really weird sensation when you feel like you've connected with somebody so much that you have been nothing but open and trying to reach them, because it sounds like she's tried to get a hold of them. Like how easily some people can drop you, and you're just like wondering, like, do you miss this? Like, do you miss this at all? It really kills your ego, honestly.
Us, us. Wonder if you regret the secret of us, you were talking false prophets and prophets they make in the margins of poetry sonnets. You never read up on it. Shape could
my mind is just racing. I have to break this down. Wait a second. Talking of false prophets and prophets, and then said something about the margins. What does it say? So she's describing where they're sitting together,
I'm just imagining that in my mind. She doesn't reference that.
where he's talking about false prophets and prophets they make in the margins of poetry sonnets. That's the music industry. Like, that's her and her masters. That is them getting the money for something that's rightfully hers. Making money off of art. Poetry sonnets are art. And they aren't appreciating it as art. They're just wanting to make money off of it. So they must have been talking about it. And it's very interesting that she's saying, you never read up on it. Shame, could have learned something. That is so smart because what she did was monumental. Who was she with? Like, I wonder who this is who did not see what she did. I feel like everyone had some awareness of it. And if he's saying that they never read up on it, it's like, are you not taking interest in or understanding what she does for a living? It's also kind of complex because when she's talking about the margins of poetry sonnets, like her songs are monetizing her heartbreak, but it's also art. So I don't know, I feel like it's like two different things existing at the same time. Like there are a lot of play on words or metaphors or things going on here that I think are way more complex, especially if they are alluding to Robert Bly. Not alluding, they sort of said. And if they gifted that book, Iron Man, Iron John, sorry, Iron John, if they gifted Iron John to her, that book, I believe, is him trying to, the book Robert Bly is trying to get across about toxic masculinity, I believe, and how men can do better, how they handle their own masculinity, as far as I know. And it's really interesting because on the surface, that looks like a really evolved man, right? If he gave her this book, Iron John by Robert Bly, but then didn't even read it. I think that she's saying, like, how ironic is it that you gave me a book about how men could do better with toxic masculinity, but yet you're not working on that yourself? Like, it's something you could have learned. And the things that she's going back and forth with, like Hearst or Oracle, like doomed for death, or is it something that's fated? And then it kind of seems like she's like realizing in her mind, oh, it's chemical. It wasn't magic. This wasn't like an something that somebody could have predicted from an oracle reading, but this was actually something that was physical attraction, I think.
Do you miss us? Wonder if you regret the secret of you were talking false prophets and prophets they make in the margins of poetry sonnets. You never read up on it. Shame could have learned something. Robert Bly on my nightstand. Gifts from you. How ironic the curse or the miracle. Curse or an oracle. You're incomparable. Fabulous chemical. You I felt it, you held it. Do you miss us? Wonder if you regret the secret of mistaken for strangers. The way it the pain of the rain of the flame the outline will sometimes do you miss
The outline, kind of like what it looked like from the outside, like looking back on it, but it's not including all the parts too. It's just the outline of what happened.
The best kind will sometimes steal miss.
Interesting about strangers, though, that they now are like strangers. But sometimes also when you talk about the best kind is how she ended it. Also looking back like at history, it can be nostalgic, romanticized, and it's not actually good for you, though, you know. Sometimes things look rosier in hindsight than they actually were. Like history is can be very different than what actually happened. It does make me think of like, do you miss us? Think of All Too Well, like the 10 minute where it's like, I remember it all too well. Do you remember it? You know, kind of asking the person like, do you did you experience it the same way? There's so much here. I'm shocked. I'm very surprised. There's layers and layers and layers that point to music industry, patriarchy, history, wonders of the world, the duality of life, the duality of relationships. Sometimes, you know, you can have so much love for someone and you can also hate them. You can feel like it was the love of your life and the best experience ever, and at the same time, the most horrific. It, it's very complex. So that is something that they both are seeming to be very skilled at doing, is capturing the complexity of things, which I do love. Okay, I hope this made sense and I hope you all enjoyed it. You all be well. Take care.